Hey guys, this is Josh. Today let's talk about a topic real quick. Now, I've recently discovered a site titled notevenonce.com. Notevenonce.com is also titled the Meth Project, and the Meth Project is this organization that's trying to decrease the amount of meth use in teenagers and adults. Now, if I'm ever driving around, I'll see billboards up on the side of the road for this project, and there's a couple that I've noticed, and I just found some more on the internet that makes me think that there's other things that can make this person end up in that certain situation that doesn't even involve meth. So I was going to give you a couple real quick to look at and give you my opinion on it. This sign I saw out of while I was on the road driving the other day, or I was in the car, and I saw one of the billboards for this organization, and it said this: "No one ever thinks they'll wake up here. Meth will change that." And it shows a picture of a girl waking up in a hospital with the doctors everywhere trying to help her get her well. The thing that I noticed with this is that meth isn't the only thing that can make you end up in a hospital. You could end up there because you broke a limb, because you got drunk and had a car accident, or you just randomly had a car accident. You were completely sober off anything. You didn't do anything, but you had a car accident, and you could wake up in a hospital. So they're saying basically that meth will most likely be the main thing that will have kids or adults wake up in a hospital, when in reality you could get in a car crash or break a limb and you'll wake up in a hospital, or go to a hospital, either way. So meth isn't really the only thing that will make you wake up or go to a hospital. One other one that I saw while I was on the road was one that said this: "No one thinks they'll lose their virginity here. Meth will change that." And the picture shows a really, really dirty bathroom stall. Now, again, you could lose your virginity in a dirty bathroom stall without even doing meth. You could be drunk. Again, you could be drunk. You could completely be sober, but you must be some sort of sick freak that wants to lose their stuff in a dirty stall. I mean, that's just your issue, but there's other things that can cause you to lose your virginity in a dirty stall, which doesn't even involve meth at all. It could involve other drugs, but besides the point, meth isn't the only thing that will have you have sex for the first time, or even have sex again and again and again in a bathroom. So meth will basically will not make you lose your stuff there. It could, I mean, yeah, if you take meth, and if you take too much, then yes, if you're in a dirty bathroom stall with a girl while you're high on meth, then yes, possibly you will lose your stuff in that stall. However, it's not the only thing that will probably make you have sex in a dirty stall. Now, after doing some research on this organization, I went online and I went to their website. First of all, I went to Google Images and typed in "meth will change that," because that's basically the slogan for all of these advertisements. So I looked up some more of these little advertisements, and I found this one. It says, "No one thinks they'll spend a romantic evening here. Meth will change that." And it shows a jail cell. Again, I don't know why they have to include romantic evening, because I don't think anyone would want to take meth when going out with a girl, unless you're a really big druggie and you just happen to have a girlfriend and you're going to take her on a date while you're high on meth. There's that exception, but they had to include romantic evening when you could have been drunk when you went on your romantic evening, and that's just how big of an asshole you are to your girlfriend or wife. Another thing, again with this advertisement, you could spend your night in a jail cell without doing meth. You could be drunk, you could have done a crime, robbed a bank, done something illegal and that the cops would not like, and you got put in jail for it. It's not just because meth did it. If you even take meth, meth will probably put you in a jail cell. Depends on how much you take and how badly you act while you're high on meth. However, the things that you could do, the bad things you could do, could make you end up in a jail. Another image that I found off of the internet was, it says this: "My mom knows I never hurt her, then she got in the way." And it shows a picture of a woman that looks to be beaten up and blooded. There's blood on her shirt, she's got a black eye, bloody nose, and she looks like she just got beat the shit out of her, or somebody just beat the shit out of her. It can't just be meth. If you're not even an addict to any drug, it could be because you have issues with your parents. Maybe you've grown up being spanked or being put in a corner for far too long. Your parents been yelling at you, abusing you for a long time. And now that you've finally reached the years where you can stand up for yourself, you fight back. If you get yelled in the face or spit in the face or whatever happens to you in your teenage years if you've been abused. However, stuff like this will end up, your parents could be beaten up by you. Depends on how strong you are, of course. They may try to call the cops on you and force you down. But the thing that I think is very weird about this advertisement is that every time I see an advertisement that has to do with a drug, and it has to do with a parent being beaten up, it's always the mom. I've never seen the dad get beaten up. I just wanted to point that out. Nothing sexist or anything at all, but I just wanted to point that out. But yes, this is another advertisement that I thought needed to be explained more instead of just saying that meth caused me to beat up my mom. Okay, there could be other things besides meth. If you're not even an addict, that could cause you to beat up your mom or daddy, your grandpa, your grandma, your aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever, brother, sister, I don't care. You may have had issues with them throughout your whole life, and you couldn't take it anymore, so you fought back, which I think is great. If you've been abused as a child and you grow up and you fight back, I think that's amazing. So kudos for you. However, it's one of those advertisements where you just gotta say, oh, what the fuck. Okay, so this is the last image that I found online. So this one says, "No one thinks they'll try to tear off their own skin. Meth will change that." And it shows a sink or a bathtub with blood going down the drain. This is another one that can't have an exception, because a lot of meth addicts will go so insane that they'll think there's things crawling all over their skin, and they will try and tear their skin off, which is not a pretty sight. I've only seen that in movies, however, or snuff films, whichever is your type. This one doesn't really have a further explanation as to why there could be other things that could cause you to rip off your own skin. You've had years of isolation. No one's ever wanted to come to you, talk to you. It's kind of like depression, but it's kind of like it's a self-harming depression, kind of like cutters, cut their wrists and everything. They take it to the extreme, and they wouldn't rip their entire skin off. They'll probably just claw themselves so bad that they bleed. However, if you are a meth addict, I've read stories where people have ripped off their skin from doing meth. But I've seen actual pictures of people's backs or arms or legs, just the skin scraped off. So that's what I have to say on these advertisements. It's great that this meth project, or this organization, is trying to teach kids, teenagers and adults, that meth is a bad thing. I mean, it is a really bad drug. But it's just, they're taking these advertisements too literally with their own opinions about meth, saying that meth will make you end up in a jail cell, or meth will make you want to beat up your parents, etc. I mean, there's other things besides meth, if you're not an addict to it, that can make you do these things. It's not just meth. Basically, that's what I all have to say about this subject. I've been really wanting to talk about it for months, because I've seen these advertisements everywhere, and I've never gotten a chance to talk about it. So you've seen months worth of preparation for what I was going to talk about in this video. So thank you guys for watching. This is Josh, and I hope you've learned something from this video at all. Keep it metal, off Satanus, and rock on. Bye, guys.